Disrespected by my wife's friend and she doesn't want to address it. What should I do? My wife, 39 female, and youngest daughter were at lunch when an old friend, Josh, 39 male, of my wife's showed up at the restaurant they were eating in. She said hi to him while he ordered, caught up briefly, then she sat down with our 10-year-old. She says he came over after he ordered and proceeded to sit and eat with them. I've had a personal problem with him for nearly 20 years because of how he has treated me throughout our relationship, ignoring me in conversation, will not acknowledge that I'm even present, but always being fun and very friendly with her. I have operated under her request that I don't start problems for her, whether with family or friends. I have respect her wishes there, with him, others, and her family. Even when they break her fucking heart, she has wanted me to stay out. I have. She didn't tell me about the encounter with him. The encounter was insignificant to her, but meant enough to her for it to cause her to question whether I would be upset. So she told me a few days later. I had been awake for less than 5 minutes. She was acting strangely, and before she even said hi or good morning, she immediately went into, I don't want it to be a thing. There wasn't anything to it. I just wanted to let you know that we had lunch with Josh. She then explained what that meant, just as I explained above. I processed it for a little while and then realized that it was affecting me very, very poorly mentally, and that I was not able to function for the things that I needed to do in the morning because I was so distracted by it. So I told her how I was feeling and what it made me feel like to have another man that I don't like and don't approve of having lunch with my wife and my daughter without my knowledge and have it forgotten and then delivered the way it was. It felt really odd and felt not as genuine as she normally is in awkward situations with me. She was immediately defensive, not curious, not apologetic, not confused, defensive. Flags are going up everywhere for me. What really is happening? We got into a very long argument about how he makes me feel. Essentially, my view of his behavior towards me was incorrect, wrong. He's just awkward in social situations, she said, but it's only towards me. He will talk and joke and listen to anyone else but me. 20 years and he's still just awkward, she says. Not awkward enough to not sit and talk to my daughter though. So I defined a boundary. I don't want anyone that I feel disrespected by coming around my family behind my back. If I feel disrespected by someone, I want to address it and resolve it. If there can be no resolution, f off forever. You don't need to be a part of our life. She obviously doesn't agree, but she also refused to try to resolve the situation between him and me. I'm going to say one thing. Agree to disagree with me, okay? If I was married as a child, right, the most important man in my life is going to be my husband. Not my dad, not my son, not my brother, not my uncle. It's going to be my husband. And if that's the person, right, who's going to be with you through the rest of your life, ups and downs, you're going to have children with this person. You're going to go through your end stages of life with this person. You're going to be with this person through the death of your family. If this is your person, and they have expressed that they feel uncomfortable or they feel a certain way around a certain someone, especially when it's the opposite gender. Don't look at me. I don't even believe in having opposite gender friends when you're married. Okay. Even if I did, I would respect it. It's like, no problem. Cut them off. You know, out of respect for my partner, because I love my partner so much and I don't ever want them to feel disrespected or feel any sort of way that me associating myself with someone else. Like, I understand that. If someone has been very rude to me, disrespectful to me, and then my husband goes, has dinner with her and my child, F that. You're my person. We're one unit. I look bad, you know? So that's what I will say about that. I don't know why she's protecting him. And please agree to disagree, right? I know everyone has a difference of opinion, but this is how I would look at it. She's defending him for some reason, and I'm not trying to alarm you. She's protecting him. I don't know what's going on there, but there is something in my head. I think that's not the right word. I'm trying to say fuck good. If you guys know what that means, like in my mind, there's something going on there. Like I would be alerted to. So either you have to find out what it is. Only other situation, she don't care, which is just as bad. My girlfriend's little sister has a crush on me, and everyone but me thinks it's cute. I'm so tired of this shit and I want to break up with my girlfriend. My girlfriend and I are in our early 20s and she has a 14-year-old sister who has a crush on me. She's always trying to find a way to help me out, talk to me, tries to be alone with me, wears her better clothes around me, and has been getting into makeup trying to copy her sister's look. I don't think it's cute the way everyone else does. They laugh and humor her and tease her about her crush on me by saying things like, I saw girlfriend's boyfriend today, or is he your boyfriend? It's so gross and uncomfortable. The recent times I've tried getting alone time with my girlfriend at her house were interrupted by her sister pounding on the door asking us what we're doing. Oh yeah, that is very weird. It just blows my mind how no one thinks that it's weird and they basically encourage her. She's gotten a slap on the wrist for once trying to unlock her sister's door while we were in there together, but that's it. They all think it's just a funny little crush that'll go away. My girlfriend especially thinks it's so funny because she knows I would never go for a child. No I wouldn't. That's what he says. That's why I say it like that. It doesn't bother her because she's 14. I worry that one day her sister will start spinning fantasies about things we did. I'm in my 20s for fuck's sake. I can't have a lie ruining my life. I've talked to my girlfriend about her sister's behavior and how serious I am multiple times, but she always blows me off. I really love my girlfriend and we've been together for 2 years, but now I want to call it quits. I really wanted to marry her someday too. No one is taking me seriously, and the last thing I ever need is a child saying I came onto them or something like that. I don't even visit the way I used to anymore, just to avoid a 14-year-old. That's depressing. My girlfriend doesn't like to come over to my apartment because I have roommates and her house is way nicer, but I won't go over there anymore because of her sister. Just had to vent. Thanks. That is very weird. I agree with you. I don't like that at all. That's very gross. And the fact that they're just egging her on is like wrong too. I think what bothers me the most, let's say they thought it was cute, whatever. You have voiced that you don't like this. It makes you uncomfortable. Forget about what she might see in the future. Forget about all of that. You have said, hey, I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. And they brush you off. That stuff gets under my skin. When I say, hey, this bothers me, and they don't take it seriously or aren't respectful of it, I don't want to be associated with those kind of people in my life. If you love someone, if I did something or I know something's bothering someone I love, I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to try to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know this bothered you that much. We're going to cut it out. It's not going to happen anymore. And it's your sister, so she can literally cut it out and be like, this is not cool anymore. Stop. And it's like, his reason is also very valid. I'm not going to what's the word? I'm brain farting today. I'm not going to take that away from him. That is a very valid concern that men can have nowadays, where she can just spin some shit. Especially if you try to break up with your girlfriend and she doesn't like it because you tell her the real reason why. You never know how vindictive people can get and just try to spin it. So I get that, which really sucks. I think that if your girlfriend doesn't understand how frustrating it is for you, that's more than enough reason to leave that relationship, because that's gonna translate later on to your life to more serious things if they don't care and they're not gonna change. So take it as a hint now and just save yourself from the future.
I was driving down an icy hill one winter, and there was a big pileup at the bottom of all these cars that had crashed into each other, and I couldn't stop my car because of the icy road and also gravity. And I was like, well, I don't want to hit the people, so I'm going to jump the curb, drive into someone's yard, and there was this big tree. I was going to hit the tree, right? And the first time in my life that I tried to jump a curb on purpose, it didn't happen. I bounced off the curb, spun around on the ice, slammed back into the curb, and I was facing up the hill on the wrong side of the road. And I was like, I'm alive! And I was so happy about it, because even driving into a tree, I mean, it wasn't the best plan. I didn't know how that was going to turn out, and I was excited for like half of a second before I looked up the road, and there was this giant out of control truck, you know, the ones with the love handles. It was barreling towards me, and I was like, this is it. This is how I go. And I was like, man, all the anxiety in the world, and never in my life did I think that I was going to be ended by a truck punting me down an icy hill. Luckily for me, the truck owner had the same idea I did, and he jumped the curb and slammed into this person's tree. And ever since that day, I have been what some would call hyper cautious when it comes to driving in the snow. My whole family makes fun of me for it because I'm so just extra super careful. They made fun of me for it literally the following year at Christmas when we all met up. We were all having dinner except for my one little brother, and he had gone snowboarding, and we got a call from him while at dinner, and he said, I've been injured. I need Kate to come pick me up. And of course my mother was like, help is on the way, dear. And he said, no, I said I want Kate to come pick me up. And I went, oh, Mom, he probably just doesn't want to take you away from the family on Christmas. But on the inside, I was like, did you hear that, everybody? Suck it. He wanted me to come pick him up. Not you, not Hermione, me. Tell him I'm on my way. And then I continued eating my dinner because it was wings and his clavicle wasn't getting any more broken. But my family said, no, chosen one, you have to go get him now. And I said, fine. And I got in the car. Big brother came with me. We're driving up a mountain in a snowstorm, and Big brother was in full panic mode. He was like, can't you go any faster? Our little brother is in pain. And I was like, nope. We kept getting stopped by people in orange vests telling me to turn around, and I kept saying, I would love to, but I have to go pick up a body. And then they would let me through. That's how you get up a mountain once it's closed. We pick him up from the top of this mountain. We're driving back down very carefully in this winter storm, and I was like, you know, it made me really happy that you picked me to come pick you up. Out of everybody in the whole family, you wanted me. And he went, oh, that wasn't like because I liked you the most or anything. That was just because I know how you are in the snow. And so I figured you'd be the least likely to panic and speed up the mountain and slide off into the ditch or something. And I was still flattered by this because it was the first time in my life I'd ever been voted least likely to panic in a situation.